Okay, I want to be doing a recruit of the week, Ethan Barbour out of Milton High School. He's a 2025 Georgia commit, solid player, solid looking youngin. I haven't done actually a highlight reel on him because I was really wondering as the year progressed if between him and Elias, if I didn't know that one of them two might decommit as time went on. But I really do think we've got a solid fit for these two guys because to me, in this day and age, as you can see him here lined up against Milton, opposite of CJ Wiley, who's lined up over here, another a guy that just decommitted from Florida State that I think will probably go to Georgia as time goes on. Just really depends on, I guess, his situation, but I'm not even going to talk about him right now. I was heavy on him to start with, but honestly, to me, what I see is they really revolve their offense around Ethan. So you can see here they actually have a tight end in the ball game. So this is what things have evolved to, even in high school, is he's playing more of just your Z receiver right here. You got Deuces right with a pro set on this side, and he's playing the Z receiver, and he is not scared to block. They're going to run the ball out to this side, and because he's so intimidating, he poses a threat. I mean, this kid isn't small out here. We're playing Buford. He just tends to, come out here and just get in his way. And you can see how this guy just didn't want none right here. This is a guy who doesn't want to attack and try to push and press and get into the running back. He just lets Ethan run him out of bounds right here, and Ethan gladly obliges him. They're not scared to run him at the Z position and run routes with him. And because he's got a solid body, he's a decent route runner. Definitely can see him being polished a little bit as he gets older and gets into the system. But just with a tall body and a strong frame with good, strong hands, I mean, he's just able to run this slant right here. And because of his body position and a well-thrown football, catches the ball in space. I don't know realistically, I think we're going to use him sort of like what we're using with Lawson Lucky, things of that nature. But in high school, for him to be able to run a post route on a corner at his size, that's some space and that's some deceivingly fast pace out of his route tree for the post. Of course, when he catches it, getting tackled, obviously, the guy had it in the hip once he caught the football. But if the ball had been thrown a little bit better, he probably had some more running room. But just a really good route runner, solid kid in space with strong hands. Their offensive coordinator is no dummy. They're running Deuces right again. This is about the fifth time they've run it on this series. And, I just think that as we go on, we're going to see him probably at Georgia as the H and the Y combo that we see Delp and Lucky at right now, what we saw Brock and Delp do last year. But I'm telling you, man, he is very aggressive. He runs this guy off and he buries him. And, with his size, he ought to be burying kids that are that size. But still, you love the aggressive behavior that you see here because once he engages – he's not letting go of this kid. And this guy's already had enough of him down on the other side on the reverse 20. And now he just buries him in the ground, even better right here to this size. That's what you like to see is a physical kid that's going to play both inside at H, but also out here blocking on the perimeter is a really nice thing to see as well. Now, this is something I could see him doing at Georgia. He's sitting and lined up at the H right now, so this is basically a Ricky over nasty. See, you've got the tight end down here. Yeah, we do. So you've got basically a Ricky trips, tight left. What they're going to do is they're going to run the boot action out of this. So what he's going to do is looks like he blocks down, and then he's going to delay on the out route. They're going to smash it, run in the corner. C.J. Wiley's going to run the curl. And because of this little delay, he gets out here in the open. And I could see Georgia running this with him, to tell you the honest truth. I think this is something that he would definitely be running. So you can kind of envision him running this from the 8 position, sort of like our toothpick and floss play. Once he gets the ball out in space, he makes one guy miss, makes the next guy miss, but watch him accelerating his athleticism as he catches the football. Finally, this guy makes a business decision and says, if I'm going to take him down, I'm going to have to go low. And that's the only way you're going to tackle him. I'm really impressed overall with his ability to not only catch, but run in space with his big body. Something very impressive to see from number 1 right there. This is what I'm impressed with them right here. They're in their Ricky set, and now he's at X. So he's on the back side of trips, and the quarterback's really looking to go to the wide side of the field, to C.J. Wiley's side of the field with the trips action right here. But he ends up getting flushed out of the pocket to Ethan Barbour's side. Now, what he's running is just a hitch. So he's lost containment, corner sitting on top of this, and now the quarter pulls out and is coming to this side. Now, this is something that you don't see normally from a kid that's bigger. And for him to have the ability to say, okay, my quarterback's running to me, let's create some space for me. He hasn't come over the line of scrimmage. I'm going to jet down the sideline here because the corner's flat-footed, and he dumps it right over the top of his head. But then on top of that, watch this catch, tiptoeing the sideline right here to get in bounds. That's just unbelievable by a big kid to be able to react and do that. So not only does he have the meanness and the mean streak with the ability to have a little shit in his neck inside at the H and Y and block his ass off. I love watching him on the outside at X and Z and being able to execute, especially when a play breaks down, and for him to get off of that, get in bounds, and have a big play for him. He's lined up as the slot receiver now, so this basically being a Lucy set where he's the H-back on this side. And no true tight end. I would basically consider this guy the Y off the line of scrimmage, H, Z, and then there's your X on the backside. So we've watched in every one of these clips him play every position. I've seen him at H, I've seen him at Z, I've seen him at X, and now we're seeing him at H. All right. And what he's going to give us here is kind of a double move. I mean, it's similarly, it kind of looks like he's going to corner it and he goes for a post. But just because he has got a big frame, if I was this quarterback right here, I would throw him the ball up too, because this guy just has no chance at Blessed Trinity to come through across his body. This defensive back, though, right here has no chance to get through him and to have any kind of pass deflection because he's just got such a big body. So we watch this play in motion. You can watch Ethan as he comes off, tries to look like a corner, go post, gets the safety turn, big body making a catch, converting a big explosive play for him. Man, are you kidding me? We're going to go trips Ricky, put him on the backside at X, and throw the back shoulder fade. Heck, I would too on this situation. They're in a man-to-man. You're inside right on about the 9+9 going in, and we're just going to throw the backside fade to him right here. Just a beautiful play. Good job and good catch. I mean, you just can't be stopped out there with this big dog. I'm going to rewind this again and just let you watch this poetry in motion. Basically, a set off to push him and then catch it off of his back shoulder. Good throw by the quarterback too. This tells me what I want to see. I mean, I know C.J. Wiley is a highly coveted recruit that was at Florida State. I know we've been recruiting him hard. But I'm going to tell you right now, you can tell as this season progressed, I haven't heard a lot about C.J. Wiley. He's down here off the screen at the very bottom, actually out of this A set. And here you've got number one up here up top, lined up as your Z receiver in ace formation. So you've got 10 personnel, no tight end on the field, and they're going to run Sluggo to this side. So he's going to push on a vert. I think he ends up going on the corner route, and Ethan is going to come behind that on the slant. And just, beautiful progressive route. I think the running back comes out here. So you've got a 3-receiver progression. I like this 3-receiver progression a lot. I like how Ethan kind of describes, he sort of sits down like he's going, then he takes off. Quarterback makes a good throw, and that's 7, guys, or 6. I try to find some stuff where he's in run blocking situations as well. And in this case scenario, they're running a trips Lucy set, tight right, and they're going to run power back this direction. So you're going to get the guard pulling to kick out, and he's going to be the wrap. And what I love is just his athleticism in space. He really ends up having to go block the corner, which he's going to love to do. But this just goes to show that he can be utilized in a run game at Georgia as well. I could definitely see him lining up in this position and being someone that learns to get more technical in his craft with learning how to pull and fit off the kick out block and be getting up to this, basically this play side backers where he should be going to. If you're blocking it the way they should be kicking him out and he should be wrapping to him. But because of all the down that you're getting here, they get caught up in the wash. So it ends up getting logged. The guard doesn't kick out, but logs him. And so Ethan does a great job with his athleticism, gets outside this, and ends up going to block the actual cornerback right here. So there's your log by your guard. Ethan climbs up. It's just a man among boys right there. Get out of my way, just abusing him. You want me to show you how you throw a vert on a cover 2 look right here? This quarterback does a great job of hitting Ethan in the hole because he's running the 9 route, but yet they're running a cover 2 to this side. So what I mean by that is that you basically got a corner sitting flat, and he's going to be working inside, so he's a leverage guy to work flat for us. This guy's on the hash and should be working to the short side of the field. So this is a hard throw because he's got less field to cover between this hash to the sidelines, obviously, right here. But this is what you do when you see a flat guy sit flat and Ethan runs by him right here. You end up getting him throwing it right in the hole now. He's letting the ball go right now thinking, hey, they're in cover 2. And it's not a floater. You don't float the ball right here. You got to throw it on a dime right to him before he gets there. But not only is it a great throwing catch, watch Ethan separate himself. That free safety don't want one. He takes it to the house. What a great throwing catch. He's gone, guys. This is a tight end hybrid that I'm really excited about coming to Georgia.